I'm going to tell you about the martial art that I created. And that's kind of unfair because I didn't really create it. I co-founded it along with my brother-in-law, Brian Hiller. It's called Kalos Agon. Kalos Agon is a Christian-based self-defense system. Now, before you think, oh, Beau, you're being so pretentious, you don't know enough to start a martial art. Oh, do you think that? As you know, I've been in Taekwondo since I was like 9 or 10, and I'm 28 years old right now. I've had my fair share of years of experience with martial arts, and but not only practicing, but studying different martial arts. And I really love them. It's just a huge passion of mine. But it occurred to me that there are so many art forms out there that encourage the ego and pride. As a matter of fact, there are some tournaments called pride fighting. You know, that's very telling, I think, that they call it pride fighting. And so Kalos Agon is Greek for the good fight, and it's derived from what St. Paul encourages his followers at that time. I forget. I think it was in Timothy. He said, "Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight of faith." And good fight is Kalos Agon. We just call it KA for short. It started in May of 2010, and really just Hiller and I got together, and we thought to ourselves, you know, I have a background in striking, and I was like, well, you have a background in grappling. We could really combine these two things with an emphasis on putting Jesus first and our neighbors first, and not putting ourselves first. And so a really interesting philosophy has kind of come out of this art form, and for example, let me give you an example, okay? Because some people just can't wrap their mind around Christians fighting. Like, hey, you're gonna go out and kick butt in the name of Jesus? What is this? There are Christian warriors out there. You know this because they're talked about in the Bible quite a bit. Let me give you an example. The centurion that Jesus was what marveled at the man's faith, and he even compared them to the Israelites, and he said, even the chosen people of God don't have as much faith as you do. It's an awesome story. Look up the story of when Jesus was talking with this soldier, this captain of the guard. Not to say that we need to go out and, you know, we should be combative and we should stir up strife. No. The point of fighting is to use it as a tool to achieve peace. You don't fight for the sake of fighting. As a matter of fact, the KA philosophy is, if you let the fight begin in the first place, you've already lost it. Ooh, isn't that just fascinating? So use your brain first. Use your, negotiate with them first before you just like get all full of yourself and you're just like, I need to pound this guy into the dirt. Now, I also need to say that there are some good martial arts out there that do have an emphasis on self-control and maybe not necessarily righteousness, but they also incorporate principles of mercy into their martial art. So I shouldn't say that we've got like something really, really unique here, but if I were to warrant one martial art out there that I would want somebody to know, or even everybody to know, it would be Kalos Agon. And it's because it's so accessible and it makes so much sense. I've put a lot of thought into this, believe me. Oh, if you want to talk to me for hours about something, talk to me about KA. So right now, Hiller and I, we teach twice a week. We teach a kids class and an adult guys class. And it's really cool because we really keep it playful, and that's incorporating a fight mindset of the Gracie Academy. We draw a little bit from different martial arts. And the Gracie Academy, they say keep it playful. So when you're sparring with someone, or just kind of messing around with some techniques, you don't do it for the sake of winning, but you do it in a relaxed way, and you stay fluid. You give a little and you take a little. And this can be very difficult. And I personally found it very difficult coming from a Taekwondo background, where when you go to spar, you want to put the other person in their place. And that's not a Christian mindset. Plus, we meditated in to Buddha, and that's also not a Christian mindset. You're not supposed to pray to some normal guy. You're supposed to talk with God, because he's the one who has true power. So anyway, not meaning to preach at you, this is KA. It's really a lot of fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously, and yet at the same time it is extremely effective. It works so well. Look up some of the videos on KA if you're curious about some of our techniques that we incorporate. So that's Kalos Agon. I'll stop right there. It's been 6.5 minutes, but give me 6.5 hours, and oh yeah, I could tell you more, but I won't.